And now, the moment we have all been waiting for. Today we are going to combine all 5 of the Fall of Cybertron Combaticons to form Fall of Cybertron Bruticus! Anyway. So, yeah, I've already gone ahead and transformed all the Combaticons into their limb modes. If you want to see how to transform them into their limb modes individually, just check on the individual videos of each Combaticon, because I do go over how to transform them into their limb mode. And also, I'm not going to be going over any alternate transformations, since I only transformed Bruticus into his standard state. So, if you're looking for alternate transformations, you're out of luck here. Go try somewhere else. Anyway, let's get down to combining this bad boy. First off, we're going to make his weapon, which is actually really the hardest thing to do when combining this figure. You'll see what I mean. First off, what you want to do is you want to take Brawl's gun. You want to plug it into Swindle's gun, like so. And that'll form a rifle type thing, which I think is kind of cool. Now, the instructions say to combine everything onto this. They tell you to put this on, this right here, and then the 2 bayonets. I'm only going to do one of them. They want you to put them like this, and then put both of Blastoff's guns onto the rifle end, and then plug the other bayonet on. I'll just put both of them on just for visual sake. Anyway, they tell you to put it on like this and leave this as the weapon. I think this looks ridiculously large and stupid, so I do not do that. What I like to do is I like to take the rifle that's formed from Swindle's guns and then add the 2 blast-off cannons onto it to come out and form this tri-barreled rifle type thing, which I think looks kind of neat. And then what I like to do with Vortex's bayonets is I like to take them off and I like to put them on the back right here, facing like this, and then put it on to Onslaught's back, like so, which can be a little bit tricky. See if I can get it. There we go. Yeah, put them on like this, which, as you can see, one has provides for some storage space for Vortex's bayonets, and 2 fills in the holes on Bruticus's back cannon. I think that looks much better than combining it all into the mess that the instructions tell you to put it in. Some people might like it, but this is the way I like to do it, so this is what you're going to be seeing in this video. And now that you have the weapons formed, we can get down to combining Bruticus with the limbs. We'll start off with Swindle here. And what you want to do is you want to take Bruticus's combiner peg right here, and then put it into the slot. You gotta kind of put it at an angle. I find it's easiest to put it at an angle, and then wiggle it until it forms on. These clamps are really, really strong. A lot of people, when this figure was first announced, were really concerned about these combiner pegs because they thought that they would break. I can report that is not the case. I have not seen a single stress mark on mine or any of the other ones, so I think that they're made of very strong plastic. The worry that they're going to break is unfounded. Also, real quick, usually the instructions tell you to put Brawl's limb mode like this, with this thing facing down. I like to put it up just because I think it looks a little bit more visually appealing. You can leave it down. It helps a little bit with the stabilization of the leg, but it doesn't make a whole lot of difference, so I usually like to leave it up just because I think it looks better. And do the same on this side. Take the other combiner peg and kind of angle it and wiggle it into the slot, like so. Get him to stand. Do the same with the arms. Take Vortex here, plug him in, like so. Sometimes this top gun piece, you cannot see that, so I'll back the camera up a little bit. I'll show off with blast off what you're supposed to do. Get this, and then plug it in. And straighten everything up, like so. He usually does tend to lean to one side, which is a bit unfortunate. But what are you gonna do? Once you get him stable enough, though, he does stand very solidly. And then you can give him his gun. I usually like to put it on Vortex's arm, just because I think it looks a little bit better and hides the karate chop hand. Like I said, I don't mind the karate chop hand that much, but I still do like to put the gun over it, so I think it looks better. And there you have Bruticus in all of his combined glory. And I think warts, neon colors, wonky proportions and all, I do really, really like the idea of having a combined Bruticus on my shelf. I think this guy is just absolutely awesome looking. I just love the way that he looks. He looks powerful. He looks like a brute, even with the neon colors. I just think that he's a very menacing looking figure. and I really, really like it. For articulation, his head does go to the left and to the right. It doesn't go up and down any, which is a bit of a shame, but no, what are you going to do? On Vortex's arm, what you can do is you can rotate it all the way out to the side like so. It's on a nice tight ratchet. You can rotate it 360 degrees. And on the arm formed by Blastoff, you can do the same with the ratchet. The Space Shuttle cockpit kind of gets in the way, but you can still get the same basic motion. You can rotate him at the elbow, like so, or at the shoulder, rather. There is a bicep swivel, and just due to the way that the arm is formed, you can only bend it, unlike with this back gun piece does like to fall off. It's a rather loose fit, which is a bit of a shame. Unlike with Vortex over here, you can only rotate. I'm going to go ahead and take it off and put it on after I'm done doing articulation. He can only bend at the elbow, whereas with Vortex right here, you can rotate him at the elbow and you can bend him at the elbow. But still, overall, not bad articulation for the arms. For the legs, they are on ratchets. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any hips proper because his hips are formed out of Onslaught's hips, so they are up rather high, but it's not too big a deal, I don't think. They also do go back, but they're on a really, really tight ratchet joint, and they have big spaces in between the teeth on the ratchet, so I usually don't use them. He does bend at the knee on both sides. Like I said, this piece right here would usually be held in, but it's not because the tabs on it broke, as I mentioned in my Swindle review, which is a bit of a shame. It does add a little bit more destabilization to the figure, but overall it's not too terribly bad, so I don't mind it too terribly much that those broke. It is a bit of a shame that they did break, but what are you gonna do? Go ahead and put this back on, and then we'll straighten them out and do some size comparisons. Like so. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And yeah, first off, for a standard size comparison, here he is next to Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee. And as you can see, he's a pretty tall figure. He's about a leader class figure at the head. With these pieces, he's a little bit taller than the average leader class figure, but he's a fairly tall looking figure. Definitely towers over the rest of the Classics figures, which, speaking of which, just to give you an idea of what he does look like on a Classic shelf, here he is next to his creator, Classic Starscream. I do not have the Fall of Cybertron Starscream. I do plan to get it at some point, but for now we will compare him to the Universe Starscream, which I think looks pretty good. It's not really in perfect scale. If you had the Legends Starscream, it might be a little bit in better scale, but I still think it looks pretty nice either way, so whatever. So yeah, there you go. Bruticus. Overall, like I said, warts and all, wonky proportions, neon colors. I just think that it's a really, really nice figure. I do think that the new Platinum Edition is probably going to be the best bet that you can get, except maybe for the Takara figures. I don't personally like the Takara figures that much. I know I'm in the minority on that issue, but, you know, I do think that the Platinum Edition figures that comes with that Grimlock figure will probably be the best domestic version that you can get of Bruticus. So, you know, it all depends on what your taste is. If you're fine with the retail version, go for it. I think it's really nice. If you want a nicer edition with some nicer colors, I do think that you're better off buying something nicer with better colors. But me, personally, I was good with the retail version. But anyway, yeah, overall, really, really cool figure. I definitely highly recommend all 5 of them. Like I said, all 5 robots have their strengths and weaknesses, but combined into Bruticus, I just think that they're absolutely awesome, and I definitely, definitely highly recommend that you buy the set. So there you go, my look at Transformers, Fall of Cybertron, Combaticon, Bruticus. Thanks for watching all of my Fall of Cybertron, Combaticon videos. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.